Okay guys, I'm getting ready to have my egg retrieval. Let me back up. I'm so nervous, but I know it's gonna go well. So, we'll see. I had my egg retrieval this morning. I look like I'm great, right? No. Before I throw all my meds out that I took for the fertility treatment, I'm gonna show y'all, give y'all a little insight on what I had to do for the past 2 weeks, because I didn't record myself actually giving myself any of the shots. So I'm just gonna show y'all what I had to do. Yeah, but other than that, I'm just chilling. Procedure went very well. I'm extremely thankful that I was even able to do this, because at a time there were a lot of doubts and I didn't think I was gonna be able to afford fertility treatment before I started my chemo. So I'm super duper duper thankful. And yeah, I love y'all, and I'm so happy with putting this video together. It's gonna be amazing. What's up, y'all? So I am back. Ignore the basketball court in the background. So this room, okay, this is completely off topic. This room used to be my little cousin's room. And so there's still some things in here that I haven't taken down, including that little court up there. So I don't be shooting hoops in here, y'all. I promise. I don't be shooting hoops in here, y'all. I promise. Okay, so as y'all can see, I'm feeling a lot better. If you looked at my previous video, you would have been like, who is she? I look like a whole new person right now, okay? Am I catfish, y'all? Am I catfish? I got on a little bit of makeup, but y'all, okay. All right, y'all. So I basically want to just give a little run through of my day. Today was the day I've been waiting for a little while now. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been getting ready to get my eggs all ready so that we can freeze them. And today was that day. So super excited, super anxious this morning when I woke up. Let me just give you a little bit of background. So for the past few weeks, I don't know who's familiar with the fertility treatment egg freezing process. For the past 2 weeks, I have been self-injecting myself with medications to get my eggs all ready and mature, so that they can go in and take them out and freeze them. So over the course of 2 weeks, you inject yourself with these meds, and then you pretty much go in almost once a day to get routine lab work done. So basically, they're screening you routinely to make sure that your body is reacting well to the medication, as well as they're gonna do an ultrasound to actually see, okay, the follicles look like they're being stimulated, this is working. So I did that over a course of 2 weeks. Super stressful because I had finals in the last week. Extremely stressful, but I got through it. I'm just so happy. I'm so thankful. So today was the day. And it's crazy because they don't plan any of this in advance. Every day that you go in, they're like, okay, we want you to come back tomorrow. Okay, we want you to come back tomorrow at this time. So it's I couldn't even plan in advance for work or anything. I had to drop everything to make sure that I made my appointments. So Friday evening, the nurse called me and she said, hey, we think you're ready. Based on your labs, based on everything, we want you to come in on Sunday morning to get your eggs frozen. So I was bet. I was really excited. So that worked out perfectly. So went in this morning with my auntie. We went to the place and she couldn't stay in there with me. I think it might have been because of COVID. I didn't even really ask, but they said that she couldn't stay. So she kind of just waited out in the parking lot. It only took about maybe 3 hours max. And basically, I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown of the whole thing. So I went in and, they just go over like, like basic stuff with, like the fact that they're going to put you to sleep, side effects, things that could happen during the procedure, all like basic stuff. And it's so funny, like every time I go in for a procedure, I can't wait to be put to sleep. I'm like, just knock me out. Just knock me out. Like, just knock me out. Just knock me out. Like, it's so bad. I'm like, I don't want to feel anything. So literally, like, as soon as they pulled me, like, to the operating room, they put that stuff in my IV and I was gone. When I tell you I did not feel anything, I was actually kind of sad, like, beforehand, because the lady had to stick me twice to get an IV, and they never have to do that. So I think she just was new or something. It really hurt, but that's off topic. Yeah, so knocked me out completely, okay? I felt nothing. So how the procedure works is they go in with a long needle, they go up your private areas with a needle, and they aspirate all the eggs that they can find. And then the doctor looks at them, does everything he needs to do to see which ones are mature and which ones aren't, and they only freeze the mature ones. So, they told me after they had woken me up, they told me we got 12 eggs, and I was so ecstatic. I was like, 12? Like, that's a large number. I'm like, wow, 12 children? And then they were like, but, we're only going to freeze the mature ones. And I was like, right. So it's probably only going to be half that. Might not even be half that. It might be like 4 or 3. Anyways, I'd be extremely grateful for anything, because this is like a backup plan. So yeah, so that was the procedure. Like I said, I didn't feel anything throughout the procedure. I was gone, completely gone. When they woke me up, I was very emotional. I started crying. I don't know why. The nurse was like, do you want your phone so you can text your aunt and tell her you're done? And I was like, no, I just want to lay here. She was looking at me like, very dramatic, okay? I don't know. I have no explanation. So that was that. But yeah, everything went well. There were a few side effects like afterwards. When I got home, I was very crampy and just like lethargic almost. Like I just needed to like sleep. But once I slept, like I'm good. You see me now. Like this is the day of. I had that procedure this morning and I'm up and I'm talking and I put makeup on. Like I'm good. So yeah, everything went super well. I have a great support system. My aunt made me breakfast in bed this morning. Like it don't get no better than that. Like I'm super thankful. So that was my day. That was the whole egg retrieval. And yeah, today was the day that I've been waiting for the past 2 weeks. I'm like, let's just get it done. And so we got it done. I'm super thankful. That GoFundMe came in the clutch. When I tell y'all, I don't know how I would have completed this whole process without that GoFundMe. Like I'm so thankful, because at one point I was like, I don't even think I'm gonna do the fertility treatment. I'm just gonna do the chemo, and if I can't have kids, I can't have kids. And that was like such a devastating thought to me. So I'm so thankful. And I could talk forever. This video is getting long, so I'm going to show y'all the medications just for anybody who might go through the whole IVF process. I'm going to show y'all how I draw up my meds, or I'm just going to show y'all a little example. It's super easy. At first I was like, what? I can't do this. I can't draw up meds. I'm not a nurse. Just kidding. I'm about to be a nurse in 3 months. Like, what am I talking about? So I'm going to show y'all how I drew up my meds, I'm not going to actually inject myself again because it's over, but I'm going to show y'all like the whole process, and hopefully this can help somebody who might have to do this in the future. It's a lot. It's a lot. And my family can't stand the sight of needles, so I had no help. Like I did this all myself, and it's okay. Like you can do it. If you have to do it by yourself, I promise you, you can do it. So yeah, I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos on like how to inject the meds, how to make sure that I'm doing it the right way so that it absorbs in my body correctly. but you've got it. If you have to go through this, I promise you, you've got it. So I'm going to show the whole process, and then, yeah, I hope this helps somebody who might have to do this in the future. Hey guys, so I'm so excited. I just had some good food, so I'm happy right now. Okay, as promised, I'm gonna show you guys how I draw up my fertility meds, how I inject them and everything. Just a little side note, I am not a doctor, so I think you have to say that. Like, I am not a doctor, so do not take what I say with a grain of salt, please. And I'm just a baby nurse. Like, I'm not even out of nursing school yet. So I'm just gonna basically explain to y'all what worked for me. And I'm just gonna hope that, you know, if somebody's watching this video and that they're going through something similar, this can hopefully help them. So I'm gonna show y'all, this is like the main med that a lot of people have to take when they are doing fertility treatment, called Menopur. Comes in 75 units, and I'm going to show y'all what's in the box. This one's opened because I used some of them, but I didn't actually need the whole box of this one. So it sucks because I still have a lot of meds left over that I'm probably going to end up throwing away. And I don't like that because somebody could use it, I'm sure, but you're not really supposed to share medication, so it's kind of unfortunate. So I'm going to show you what it comes in. So it comes in this little package here. So the Menopur is the one on the bottom. The very top is going to be sodium chloride. It basically just like goes in the medication to let it absorb. In the Menopur bottle, it's just a little, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a little capsule. And when you put the sodium chloride in it, it'll just dissolve. And that's your medicine. That's what you'll be injecting. So I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to take one of the sodium chlorides out. Your dosage may be different, so you might have to double up. I had to double up for mine, so I was taking 2 of these at the same time. It comes with these Q caps, which I'm going to show you what they are and how you use them. You don't have to use them because there's a couple times I forgot to use them and I still was able to give my med. But I would say it makes it a little bit easier if you use them. So I'm going to show you how to do it with it, just so that you know. But you can always do it without. There's a couple things you need, and I'm going to grab them. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see this well. Like I said, you're going to need your Menopur, your sodium chloride, using the Q caps as well. I have 1 syringe, and it's really good because everything comes like prepackaged and labeled. So they told me specifically, like, this one you're going to use for your Menopur medication. So it was very self-explanatory. For someone who has never done anything like this, like have to give yourself injections, which that's most people, it was very easy, I would say. So this one, you're going to use your syringe. You have alcohol pads, which you're going to need just for prep and just to make sure the site is clean. And then you have, these are your needles that you're going to actually inject yourself with. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the tops off of my Menopur and my sodium chloride. I'm going to remove the tops. Tops are ready to be poked. And then what you want to do is you want to just cleanse the tops with the alcohol pad. And this just makes sure that, you know, everything is clean. So I just take it and I wipe. Same thing with this one. Take it, wipe. Cool. So that's done. Then I'm going to use my Q caps. So my Q caps are basically what I'm going to use to transfer the medication to the syringe. They're super easy. So what I did was I just opened it, and then the Q cap is in there. I don't know, hopefully you can see it. And basically it'll puncture the top here. So all I'm going to do is literally like push it in, pull out, and it's on there. Super, super duper easy. So that's my sodium chloride. Next, I am going to remove my syringe. So take my syringe out. And you can take this needle off. You really don't need it. You just need the syringe. Like I said, if you don't use the Q-cap, you're going to need the needle. But if you use the Q-cap, you don't need this big old needle to like stick in the med. So I usually just do without that. So you always, I learned this in nursing school, guys, because I'm a baby nurse. You always want to withdraw the amount of air that you're going to need for your med. So for example, I'm taking out 1 milliliter of sodium chloride. I'm going to withdraw 1 milliliter of air. So literally I'm going to pull this thing down to 1. Hope y'all can see it. Is that 1? Yeah, that's 1. Pull that down to 1. And then I'm going to take my syringe and I'm literally just going to twist that on. It's on there. Inject my 1 milliliter of air. Once that's in, I'm going to turn this upside down. And I'm going to withdraw 1 milliliters. Okay, so I have 1 milliliter. Hopefully y'all can see it. You want to make sure that there's no air. If there's any air bubbles in here, you just want to pluck it. I don't have any air bubbles, but if you do, you want to pluck it because you don't want to inject yourself with air. It's a big no-no. I actually did it to myself once and I felt the difference. Like it hurt a lot more. So you don't want to do that. So I have 1 milliliter of the sodium chloride in this syringe. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my other Q-cap for my Menopur. And I'm going to do that same thing. Just puncture it. And then I'm going to take my 1 milliliter of sodium chloride and I'm going to put that one in the Menopur. So I'm going to put it in here and then this little pill that's in here is just going to dissolve. So that goes in there like that. Boom. It's in there. So all you're going to do is let it dissolve. You really don't need to shake this one up. It'll dissolve on its own. And then once that dissolves, all you're going to do is take everything out of here and put it in here. So I do my air again. I do a little over 1 milliliter of air. Inject it. Then I withdraw. And I'm done. So this is what you will be injecting yourself with. All I did was mix the sodium chloride with the Menopur and put it in this syringe. So lastly, you're gonna get those needles that I showed you. They're really baby needles. So I'm gonna show you how I put it on. Super duper simple. All you do is, whoops, I gotta get used to this camera. All you do is take your needle, put it on the top of the syringe, twist it. You're done. Okay, so I'm not going to open it yet because I want to keep it as sterile as possible because you have to remember this needle is going inside you. So you don't want to uncap it until you're ready. So I have one more alcohol prep. What I did with the last alcohol prep, highly suggest that the area that you're going to inject yourself in, which for me it was my stomach, always wipe it down with this because if you don't, you'd be surprised like the amount of bacteria that's on your skin. So you just always want to make sure you cleanse the site before you inject anything because if you don't, you're injecting all that bacteria into yourself and you are posing risk for infection. So always wipe first. So take this last alcohol wipe. I'm going to wipe my area very clean. Then I'm going to remove my cap. That's my needle. And last thing I'm going to say is when you are about to inject, you want to make sure that your bevel is up. So it'll be really hard to show you guys on this camera because the needle is so super duper small. Like you won't even see it. But on the needle, there's a very, very small hole and that's called the bevel. And that you always want to have up when you inject. you don't want to have the bevel down. When you have the bevel down, it's going to hurt 10 times more because you're putting it in at a weird angle. Make sure your bevel is up. And for this one, it's a sub-Q injection, meaning you inject at like an angle. So you don't want to go like straight in and stab yourself. You want to kind of like go like at an angle and just kind of like ease it in. It'll hurt. So like you won't even feel it if you do it the right way. You'll know if you did it wrong because it will hurt. So you want to go at an angle. I wish I could show you guys, but I can't. You want to go at an angle and just inject, and then you're done. And that is pretty much how you give yourself your meds. One thing I will say is that it can be very intimidating. Let me put the needle down. Oh, lastly, I missed this part. They should give you a sharps container like this. I brought it up here just so I can show you guys. And you're gonna put your needle in here all the time. Like, you're never gonna just want to put your needle in the trash, because you can, you know, possibly injure someone else. You could do a lot of things if somebody else gets poked with your needle that you had to inject yourself with. So you always want to recap your needle. This is how you recap. So the same cap that I had, I'm literally just going to put it on there. And if I twist it, my needle comes off. And that goes in your sharps container and you're done. So as a safety measure, you always want to do that. But like I was saying, the experience can be very intimidating in the beginning, because you're like, what? I have to inject myself? Like, I'm not qualified to do this, but I promise you guys, it's a lot easier than it sounds. I watched a few YouTube videos, but with my experience, like in nursing school, I kind of felt like I was very well equipped to do this. I was like, I got this. I'm a baby nurse. So I think that helped me, but there's so many resources out there. So many resources. They have videos where they'll like literally lay everything out for you on how to do it, what's the best way, what will work for you, what might not work for you. So I would just say do your research if this is something that you have to do, because it'll benefit you in the long run. You won't be as stressed out. You'll be like, okay, like I have some type of direction and I kind of know what I'm doing. So I hope this helped you guys. I want to tell you a little bit about what my next videos will consist of. So this is the end of my fertility treatment, as I was saying. So on Friday, I will officially start my chemo. Super excited. Whole bunch of emotions running through me right now. I'm not even gonna go there because I can talk all day. But I just want to say that I hope that these videos that I post coming up truly inspire somebody who has to get chemo or has to go through a similar experience. I'm in nursing school. I work part-time. I'm juggling a lot, but I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm super determined. I feel like nothing's gonna stop me. So I just want to show you guys that you can do it. It's possible. So today is Sunday. On Friday, I start my chemo. I'm gonna try to record as much as possible. It's in a hospital, so you know they have certain protocols where you can't record everything, but I'm gonna try to do what I can to show y'all the whole thing, the whole process. And I really hope that you guys enjoy it. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. I'm so happy, and I just hope that I can touch somebody, I don't care, somebody. Like, reach out to me if you have any questions, concerns, anything. Like, if you want to know what my skin routine is, just reach out to me. You feel me? I got you, okay? But thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all later.